Guard to get him back up, because Todorovic isn't just passing and pressuring, he's passing, pressuring, and landing ground and pound at the same time.
The characteristics that we see in Duško's stand-up game is exactly what we're seeing on the ground as well. A constant work rate, a high pressure. He's looking at landing power strikes. Now he's in mount. This is bad news for Townsend.
Yeah, Townsend's got
mount. He's raining down some ground and pound.
Oh, these are big shots now.
Good job to keep him
grounded
as well.
On triangle. Gives up on it. Didn't like it.
Rains down some big shots.
Man,
Townsend in a world of trouble.
Showing just how well-rounded he is here.
Todorovic connecting on the ground.
Really accurate here. Referee's going to stop this.
Wow! Todorovic, 10-0.
That was a
still undefeated with a second-round TKO on Fight Island.
Beautiful performance there from Duško Todorovic. I mean, the ground and pound was so accurate, was landing those shots, and every time Townsend tried to turn his body to really fight to get out of there, he would get met with an uppercut. Let's take a look at some of this action here. It starts with this beautiful double leg. He locks his hands, picks him up, and what's so smart and a veteran move from Todorovic is he takes him out to the center of the octagon where he has space to work his grappling. He mounts Townsend, and Townsend was working, he was trying to get up, he was fighting with everything he could, but this ground and pound from Todorovic is relentless and powerful, and there's volume to it. It's not just one big shot at a time, one elbow at a time. He's stringing things together and controlling position at the same exact time.
I mean, we got volume and accuracy there. There was power in those shots, and the majority of them landed. 117 strikes to 21 final stats.
Sixth win by knockout for the still undefeated prospect from Serbia, Duško Todorovic. We'll hear from him after he gets his first UFC win, coming up next.
Oscar is not disabled, he's differently able.
He was going to be on the same track as able-bodied athletes.
The Paralympian known as the Blade Runner has been arrested for killing his girlfriend.
It wasn't a whodunit, it was why done it.
The O.J. Simpson of South Africa.
He kept saying, I didn't mean to do it.
Why would a man kill a woman that he loves?
Are you ready for Monday night? The NBA Finals on ABC. Rise together.
UFC Fight Night is presented by Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit. And in part by P3, the official protein snack of UFC. Huge night in the career of Duško Todorovic to make this second-round stoppage official. The fight decision is brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. Here's Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 3 minutes, 15 seconds. Round number 2, referee Jason Herzog puts a halt to the bout. Your winner by TKO, he is still undefeated, Duško Todorovic.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, Duško Todorovic. What a dominant performance. I mean, pressure from the get-go, heavy striking combinations, and then you finish with that ground game that you wanted to show us in this fight, this time out.
Well, yeah, we knew Dequan is a tough fighter, you know. He doesn't lose that often to a stoppage or TKO, and he can take punishment. So my coaches, when in the first round, a couple of times, I stormed him with stand-up, but they told me to wrestle, get him to the ground, and there I could showcase my strongest point, my jiu-jitsu. And yeah, I think this is my first takedown in career.
First takedown in your career, and you're a black belt. What's this experience been like for you? Obviously, you came through the Contender Series, but now you're on Fight Island. Were you sitting at home watching, hoping to be here one day?
Yeah, it's all very unreal still to me, you know. I think in a couple of days when, you know, emotions settled, I will be fully aware what has happened, but I'm just super happy now, and I know people at home, my family and friends, they're all happy, and I'm happy because of them, you know. I'm just glad I could get the W and stay undefeated.
And still undefeated, that was the next thing I was going to say. What do you need to do in this division now to keep improving and keep winning?
Well, as I said in some of my previous interviews, for me the ultimate goal is to keep my 0. You know, I want to be undefeated for the rest of my career, and I'm going to give everything I can to make it that way. That's it.
Congratulations on an excellent performance, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Duško Todorović.
So Duško Todorović doesn't just want to be champion, Paul, wants to be undefeated for his entire career. You talk about setting some lofty goals, but it worked out for him tonight.
Yeah, he kept his own. But yeah, again, I mean, easier said than done, but if he keeps going like this and fighting at this rate, then possibly. But let's take a look at some of the highlights of this kid, because it was a spectacular finish here. Beautiful takedown. And he just started controlling Townsend, knee on belly, looks for a ground and pound, gets him thinking about strikes, gets to full mount. Starts just ground and pounding viciously, accurate shots, getting through the guard of Townsend. And the referee had seen enough, and a perfect stoppage, still undefeated. Just a great UFC debut there.
Well, after getting that contract in August of last year, 2019, a lot of stops and starts, had to wait patiently for his UFC debut, but he comes through, Duško Todorović.
A switch happened in my mind.
We go to the judges' scorecards for a decision.
In 2018, when I was away,
The winner by split.
I thought, how about if I knocked all those people out? And boom.
Whoa! One of the greatest knockouts you'll ever see! Game bread!
It was a very reassuring moment. Everything I had done up to that point, it's working. Let's go harder, man.
He has vaulted to UFC superstardom.
And my dad was firmly behind me. That's so cute, man.
It feels like his entire MMA career has all led to this moment.
I truly felt great to be there. I was just gonna go out there and dominate one way or another.
Brilliant performance by Masvidal.
I was one hell of a moment. When I close the book on this chapter in my life, I will be the most violent combat athlete that ever walked on this earth.
Well, it certainly was a year to remember for Jorge Masvidal, and there's always something to watch on UFC Fight Pass. New original shows are coming this fall, like Fight Lore, UFC Chronicles, Year of the Fighter, as we just showed you the preview of, and of course always knockouts only. You got UFC Watch Party coming up with a new episode as well. Download the app today, UFC Fight Pass. Step into our world. As we continue here on Fight Island, for those watching on ESPN News, we're going to guide you over to ESPN as the football game wraps up between Georgia and Auburn. The action continues here on ESPN Plus from Fight Island in Abu Dhabi. Great featherweight matchup is up next. Enter the Matrix, Kyler Phillips. He went through Dana White's Contender Series, then the Ultimate Fighter, made his UFC debut earlier this year, collected a Fight of the Night bonus win. Now he'll follow it up here on Fight Island against UFC newcomer Cameron Else, a former member of the Parachute Regiment in the British Army. His focus has been on fighting in the UFC for the last decade, and that dream becomes reality. It's coming up next on ESPN.
Welcome back to the Sports and Events Center here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Our Cornhole Championships this week brought to you by Johnsonville. And speaking of championships, how about that performance by Cheyenne Renner and Sarah Cassidy, as they are your women's doubles world champions. And pleased to be joined by the champions. Well, Cheyenne, we'll start with you. Congratulations. I'm not sure if you even knew this. Trey and I were just telling you during the break. Did you realize that you threw a perfect game, 16 for 16?
I honestly didn't. It was just a rhythm.
You know, when I talked to you yesterday, you just seemed to have a different, I don't know, confidence about you. And, I mean, could you feel this coming on this week? I mean, what was the difference this week for you?
Honestly, I felt like this week it was tough for me. I struggled. I didn't really throw that great. But today was a different day.
Yeah, today's a different day. It's a good way to put it. Sarah, meanwhile, for you, I mean, where did this come from? The 2020 ACL singles champion and now the doubles champion. I mean, this couldn't have been how you were going to write the script of this week.
I worked hard for this, I know that.
You said to me, Sarah, I talked to you a little bit, or you mentioned at some point that you have barely played anything indoors. Everything that you've been playing is outdoors. So is this, do you think it became an advantage for you being able to play indoors for like the first time on the year?
Honestly, I don't even know how I did it. Because we're outside most of our tournaments, so it's rain and we're in the wind, so I don't know how it was gonna affect me inside.
Get back to this side.
The best 155-pound man on the planet Earth, so Khabib's gotta go.
This is a massive fight the world will be watching.
The NBA Finals.
Davis a three for the win.
Can't afford to miss a layup when you win the playoffs.
Where legends are born and legacies are made.
To celebrate a title.
And you know I'ma make it.
Got it, Jimmy buckets. Bang! Bam says get it out of here. Hammer time for LeBron James.
The NBA Finals on ABC, presented by YouTube TV. Rise together.
Welcome back as we continue from Fight Island. There's always something to do, but sometimes the best thing to do is nothing at all. At the beach on Fight Island in Abu Dhabi. As we welcome you back inside, we'll have Game 3 of the NBA Finals tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ABC, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. LeBron and Anthony Davis and the Lakers up 2-0 in the Miami Heat. Coverage starts with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN. All right, former paratrooper in the British Army. Now his friend got him to try martial arts. Cameron Else joins the UFC. In mixed martial arts, there are finishers and there are fighters like England's Cameron Else, who has ended 7 of his 10 pro wins in a minute or less as he prepares for his UFC debut against Kyler Phillips.
It was a long and winding road for Kyler Phillips to make it to the UFC. But after appearances on The Ultimate Fighter and Dana White's Contender Series, The Matrix got his call to the octagon, and he delivered on his promise with a big win over Gabriel Silva in February. Now eager to grab another win, Phillips faces UFC newcomer Cameron Else. A pro since 2012, England's Else has paid his dues over the last 8 years, making this bout a long-awaited one for the surging veteran who has won 6 in a row on his way to debut on Fight Island. Coming up next, Kyler the Matrix Phillips takes on Cameron Camchita Else.
But I bought me a beer. Let me go get
Donald Cowboy Cerrone is an interesting guy, to say the least. From this to that to whatever he's doing here, Cowboy doesn't settle for just any snack. That's why he reaches for P3, the more interesting way to get your protein. With meat, cheese, and nuts, P3 gives Cowboy the boost of energy he needs to get ready for whatever is waiting around the corner. P3, the more interesting way to get your protein.
Growing up, always with aunts, uncles, cousins, Sunday dinners were a must. We were taught to treat friends like family. The doors were always open. You shouldn't have to worry about when I go to talk to somebody like, oh, you Republican or you Democrat. How do we just work together to fix all these problems? I do think that Joe Biden is looking to reunite the country and bring people back together.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
How do you think they make Starburst taste so juicy?
Starburst? Juice-Dradic equation. Super top secret mathematical formula they keep stored inside a safe, inside a vault, inside a volcano.
Oh, Juice-Dradics.
Starburst, unexplainably juicy.
A guy like this, who relies on his truck for work, knows that his truck will take care of him, that he takes care of his truck. And WeatherTech has always been the ultimate protection. From floor liners to no-drill mud flaps, to tech liner for your truck bed, to bump step, to the handy under-seat storage system. And Cup Foam keeps foam secure in any cup holder. Order your American-made products at WeatherTech.com.
He was going to be on the same track as able-bodied athletes.
The Blade Runner has been arrested for killing his girlfriend.
Why would a man kill a woman that he loves?
When we started our business, we were paying like an arm and a leg for the postage. I remember setting up ShipStation. I think it was just like 1 or 2 clicks. Everything was up and running. I was printing out labels and saving money.
ShipStation saves us so much time. It makes it really easy and seamless. Pick an order,
print everything you need, slap the label onto the box, and it's ready to go.
Our cost for shipping, like, we're cut in half, just like that.
ShipStation, the #1 choice of online sellers. Go to shipstation.com/try and get 2 months free.
Did you know a lot of medication sold online may be counterfeit? That's why we created Roman. Just visit GetRoman.com, and if treatment is right for you, you'll get genuine medication delivered to your door. Get started today at GetRoman.com/TV.
Why pay over $100 a month for cable when it's half the cost for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want, with all the entertainment you love, for the price that cable can't beat. Try free.
Tail the tape for our next bout comes in the bantamweight division. Cameron Else UFC debut for him tonight. He is 8 years older than Kyler Phillips. He's 1 inch taller, standing at 5 feet 9 inches tall, but the 1 inch reach advantage lies with the American Kyler Phillips. Inside the octagon, here's Joe Martinez.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, 3 rounds of action. This scheduled in the UFC Bantamweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in officially 136 pounds. His professional record, 10 victories and 4 defeats. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, by way of Margate, Kent, England. Here is Cameron Kimchita Else. And across the octagon, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. His background, Nikidokai. At 5 feet 8 inches tall, he weighed in 136 pounds. His professional record, 7 victories with 1 defeat. He fights out of Glendale, Arizona, USA. Here is Kyler, the Matrix Phillips. And your referee in charge of the action is Mark Goddard.
Mark Goddard, the 3rd man in between these two bantamweights. Kyler Phillips has competed at featherweight in the past. Red De La Cruz with us here on Fight Island. Cameron Else is a big underdog to that man. Kyler Phillips minus 425, among the biggest favorites on the card tonight. Phillips in the black as they touch gloves. Cameron Else is in the gray.
And it's worth noting that Cameron Else has really turned the corner in his career recently. He's put together a 6-fight win streak, whereas previously he was kind of up and down. Something has changed recently. He's shifted gears and he seems to be far more in the zone. He realizes how good he is. But I will say this is a hell of a tough UFC debut for him, because Kyler Phillips is very, very slick. Good movement, excellent on the ground, and his striking is very, very difficult to predict.
Yeah, he's all over the place. It could be a spinning hook kick one moment, then it's just a beautiful boxing combination. If you take him to the ground, he's scrambling, looking for knee bars. He's all over the place in a good way.
And he's eating that lead leg up very early. We can hear those ringing around this empty arena. Ooh.
Toyo Tires, the official tire of the UFC. 1 minute in, heavy exchange there.
Yeah, and Cameron seems like the kind of guy you watch him fight. If you get him, he wants to get you back real bad.
Oh, yeah.
When Else pointed the fact that he did a lot of training in Albuquerque, New Mexico, went across the pond from his native England. Obviously did not do that for this fight because he was at home in England and got a short notice call. He was in quarantine until just a couple of days ago. We were on Fight Island.
Searching right hand over the top there.
Kick and
oh
my God, trying to sense it.
I said Masvidal, didn't I?
Phillips staying busy here.
Down to 7 people left.
Cameron Else, 10 wins as a pro. All 10 have come in the first round. So he's got the dance partner here.
He looks very calm considering this is a short notice UFC debut. Oh, that was a nice body kick.
Took the block off. See? Okay.
Nice right hand over the top there from Else.
Oh, wow, sat into that right hand at Phillips.
Phillips, you see those knees bend every time he throws those punches. He likes to go to the body and then rip upstairs with that left toe.
Let me get this.
Else looks like he's waiting to try and counter Phillips as he's moving in. Good kick.
Really chopping at that lead leg.
And we can see the redness around the knee already.
And it's right on that knee.
Yes. And he is starting to move a little sheepishly on it. And he's following through with that right hand as well. That's 2 times now. Kyler Phillips has found his way out to the side of Cameron Else. But be careful he doesn't leave himself exposed when he misses. Nice takedown.
So now Phillips in top position. Will he go to the work on the ground?
Oh, that was right on the shin of
Else. And look out for the up kick. Else swinging.
He's kicked him in the nuts twice.
2 minutes to go first round. Just kind of taking it, looking for his way in, and he finds one.
Yeah, that was a good straight right.
Right to side control.
Gotta watch that. Oh, look at that.
Beautiful. And we've seen Cameron Else likes that Doris Anaconda series.
Exactly. Little strength and time in there. But definitely Cameron Else doesn't mind tangling on the floor. He just doesn't really want to be in this position. He'd much rather be on top.
Careful. You okay? You okay? Keep going.
Phillips chops at the leg. And now back down, see if he can get that right leg out. But in a tough position here along the fence. Not a lot of room to work. Coming up on a minute to go, first round.
Shoulder strikes here from Phillips.
Here goes Else again, but he's giving his back. Beautiful back take by Phillips. Else is scrambling, but those hooks are still in.
Oh, he's got to watch the back of the head.
Yeah, that was definitely a...
That might have been 12-6 and back of the head.
The open-handed slap there from Phillips. Else covering up. And perhaps just trying to ride out this round. As Phillips in dominant position once he got him down.
Oh, interesting.
Else nearly found himself on top. Phillips reverses it again.
Crazy scrambles here from these two.
Oh, we're starting to see that Storm nickname coming through again. He's like a tornado moving around him on the floor.
He doesn't stop. Even when he has your back, he doesn't stop. If he's not getting that submission right then and there, he moves on to the next
round with the hammer fists. After some elbows to the body. Things getting heavy here in the final seconds of round number 1. Else escapes.
Else is hurt.
Round 2 is coming up.
I'm gonna order some pizza for the kids. Or order Subway. We ate foot-long subs all the time growing up.
Paid it so much, Dad opened one up in the shed.
What's in the Italian BMT?
You come here every day.
For a limited time, buy 2 footlongs and get 1 free. Now, also available on Grubhub.
Come on, get to the money, baby.
This is the current Irish whiskey belt holder. This is the Rich and Smooth Challenger. Ding, ding. Proper number 12 Irish whiskey. One for all.
Back on Fight Island, right back to the action here between that man Cameron Else and Kyler Phillips. Big end to the round for Kyler Phillips. Nearly ended it before the final horn.
It definitely looked to me like Cameron Else had taken a couple of those elbows to the side of the head and was a little dazed at the end of the round. He was labored when he was standing up and looked a little wide-eyed. Certainly expecting Kyler Phillips to level change and try and put this fight back on the ground where he was dominating. Nice switch lead kick.
So pressing him against the fence, body lock takedown, right into side control.
Yeah, a little resistance there from Cameron Else. Now he's
Straight
mounted.
to mount.
This is trouble.
This could be the beginning of the end for Kyler Phillips, who puts the hooks in and hammers away.
Get out of there, Cameron. Get out of that spot.
Elbows now. Warnings coming from the referee. That's it. Kyler Phillips, another big-time performance in the UFC. I'm telling you, look out for this kid. He's been on the radar of UFC matchmakers for a long time. Was on The Ultimate Fighter. Before that, he was on season 1 of Dana White's Contender Series. He has made good every time out in recent years, and a huge performance on Fight Island.
And it's the aggression as well in every range, but particularly when he gets to the floor. I mean, look at this, straight into the takedown at the start of the second round. Gets the body lock, forces his opponent down. Very little resistance from Cameron Else. He gets his guard passed, and then Kyler Phillips slides that knee through and takes the back. Gets his hooks back in and lands the ground and pound shots that causes the referee to stop it. Really emphatic performance from Cameron Else there, from Kyler Phillips there. And Cameron Else, just not the UFC debut that he wanted, and he catches that landing perfectly.
So Kyler Phillips gets it done in round 2. He has finished 6 of his 8 wins, and it's a 3-fight win streak for the prospect from Arizona. We'll hear from him next.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. For Eduardo Perez, it drove him to thrive in his search for a better life. Immigrating from Guatemala at 18, he found work as a dishwasher, a line cook, sous chef, and eventually fought to the top of one of the most challenging professions in the world, proving that there is no challenge that can hold back a fighting spirit. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
Progressive presents At Home with Baker Mayfield.
Hey, the rain's coming.
Somebody else ready so I can fold this shit.
Furniture?
I'll start at the top, you start at the bottom, we'll meet in the middle.
You mean like the stands?
Come on, with 2 people, it'll be twice as fast. Don't just stand there.
UFC Fight Night is brought to you by Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey, the smoothest liquid gold in the world. To make this result official, we send it back inside the octagon and Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 44 seconds of round number 2, referee Mark Goddard steps in and puts a halt to this contest for your winner by TKO from the USA, Kyler, the Matrix Phillips.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Kyler Phillips. What a beautiful performance, my friend. I mean, the striking's so difficult to predict, but as soon as it hits the floor, you're dominant. Talk to me about what you expected, short notice opponents as well.
Yeah, man, thank you guys for Cameron Else, UFC. Thank you for finding me an opponent. I know I had a last-minute opponent. I was ready for anything. I saw this guy's, before I saw any of his fight, and I was like, yeah, let's take the fight. I knew he was going to come out hard, swing those hard. Big right uppercut, big right hook. And I even felt one of them. I was like, damn, I respected it a little bit. That's why I was backing up. But I just had to keep mixing it up on him with those elbows, knees, kicks, flurries of punches, take him down, put the pressure on him, and just get a little bit more precise with those shots. But I'd like to just say thank you to everybody. I know this crowd's awesome, you know what I mean? But UFC, you guys are bad. No cursing on TV, but I appreciate you guys for reals, man.
No worries. But what's this experience of Fight Island been like for you?
It's been the best ever, man. If I can get another fight soon, please, let's do it. You know what I mean? I'm excited to just do another one. I just want to fight all the time. This is all I want to do. I want to live here at Fight Island, you know, get free food, get to hang out. You know, it's like I'm on a cruise ship, man. I love it out here. So I just, to everybody, anybody on the UFC roster or hungry fighters coming out, try to get out here because this is super fun, man. Honestly, this is what it's about, you know what I mean?
I hope you can turn this around, my friend. I'd love to see you fight again. Anybody you'd like to fight?
What's that?
Anybody you'd like to fight?
Oh, anybody, any style. Let's go, Nikito Kai. Mix it up on all of them. Let's go, baby.
Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, Kyler Matrix Phillips.
This guy is athletic.
Unbelievable.
And enjoying Fight Island. Went jet skiing the other day. It does
Probably
have a cruise vibe to it. Yeah, man, a lot of fun out here on Fight Island. Kyler Phillips certainly enjoying it, and especially so after getting a win in the second round. Well, our 5-week stay on Fight Island builds up to maybe the most anticipated fight of the year. Khabib Nurmagomedov has personified greatness, and every time he is closed in the octagon, it is history in the making. That is exactly what his opponent expects to do, make history on Fight Island and get the belt he has been chasing for years.
Truly a matchup for the ages. Justin Gaethje versus Tony Ferguson for the UFC's interim lightweight title. Tonight's winner is getting that crack against the undisputed champion, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Two of the very best with a lot on the line. Oh my good God. Gaethje swinging for the bleachers. Oh, this is crazy. The punishment on Ferguson's face. He's getting beat up. Oh, he's hurt bad. They're going to stop the fight.
That's it. Justin Gaethje. He's the UFC's interim lightweight champion.
remember years ago.
Do you not want that on you? Why'd you just throw that off?
Wait for the real one.
Couldn't get the sound.
Justin Gaethje will have a date with Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Khabib Nurmagomedov is
and they couldn't hear me.
That is unheard of. He's dominated, spectacular fighter. He's defeated world champions.
Khabib Nurmagomedov! The perfect streak continues.
No one runs through people the way Khabib does. He smashes people. He's an undeniable, unstoppable force. Justin Gaethje presents the most dangerous challenge to his title reign.
Khabib Nurmagomedov, 28-0.
Dominating everyone in his path.
The highest level of mixed martial arts. Khabib has won every single fight by taking you down and mauling. Justin Gaethje has never been taken down and mauled.
This dude is the most dangerous guy in the division for Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Scariest guy in the division next to Khabib.
Justin Gaethje can beat Khabib.
Before fight, everybody talk about now is good challenge. What they gonna say after when I smash him?
Khabib is relentless. He is ruthless.
He is a smash machine.
I dominate every single opponent. No one even close. I'm gonna smash him very badly.
Justin Gaethje!
The most violent man in the most violent sport.
I want to be the best 155-pound man on the planet Earth, so Khabib's got to go.
One of the most anticipated fights in UFC history.
Champion versus champion.
This is a massive fight the world will be watching.
Ooh, I can't wait, man. Just take a look at, we know how this matches up, right? Justin Gaethje obviously wants to use the power in his fists and try to knock out his opponent, Khabib Nurmagomedov, but Khabib is the smash machine, as we heard Daniel Cormier say himself. He is so good. Second to none, there is nobody out there that matches his ability to take you down and crush your face with ground and pound.
You're exactly right. I mean, have we ever seen a more dominant fighter in there? He's just shut this division down. I've been excited for this fight since Justin Gaethje joined the UFC because stylistically I feel like he's more problematic for Khabib than most of the other people in the division, just purely because of his style, takedown defense and the power in his hands. But obviously Khabib, I mean, we've never seen anybody solve that problem. Can Gaethje stop the takedown? Can he stay on his feet long enough to land those power shots? He's spent no time on his back at all, but then again, Khabib's takedowns are relentless. What a fight this is going to be.
Well, Fight Island started with a bang last week with 2 titles on the line. It all leads up to Khabib versus Gaethje at UFC 254, a 6-fight main card. First time since 2015 at UFC 190 that we've had 6 fights on a pay-per-view, and what a lineup it is. Look at that co-main event as well. Perhaps the next middleweight title challenger for Israel Adesanya emerges from Robert Whittaker and Jared Cannonier. That's coming up October 24th, special 2 p.m. Eastern start time. These locker room cameras are brought to you by B3, the official protein snack of UFC. Jermaine Durandamy ready to go for the first time in 2020. She believes there's no better female striker on the planet, as evidenced by a 16-second knockout last year. Tonight, a chance to do what she loves and take on a woman with a different skill set, Juliana Pena. She's put her wrestling skills to good use, and you look at the resume, a win for Pena could put her as the next challenger for Amanda Nunes' 135-pound belt, but she needs a win tonight. This bantamweight bout is coming up next.
Jimmy, I'm gonna push it and we done.
The UFC continues to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month by shining some light on our athletes and fans who represent Hispanic and Latin communities.
They didn't fold. They didn't fold.
Este mes de la herencia hispana significa ser orgulloso de nuestra sangre, orgulloso de nuestra gente, de nuestra bandera y de nuestra cultura. El crecer en México, el crecer con esta cultura me ha hecho alguien fuerte, alguien decidida y alguien que está feliz de ser mexicano.
The one word that comes to mind when I hear Hispanic heritage is proud. I'm proud to be Latina, and I'm proud of my Hispanic heritage roots. Just having that heart, that corazón, that never stop fighting style, that fighting spirit. We are warriors, and this is part of our blood, so it's an honor to be fighting for Hispanic Heritage Month.
We can start?
Rated E for everyone.
It's your family.
your teammates, your squad. This football. And in football, you are never alone. FIFA 21, win as one.
That's sick.
PlayStation.
Donald Cowboy Cerrone is an interesting guy, to say the least. From this to that to whatever he's doing here, Cowboy doesn't settle for just any snack. That's why he reaches for P3, the more interesting way to get your protein. With meat, cheese, and nuts, P3 gives Cowboy the boost of energy he needs to get ready for whatever is waiting around the corner. P3, the more interesting way to get your protein.
Cup of whiskey, you say? Well, this blend of fine golden grain and single malt comes from the oldest distillery in Ireland. Because we are not here to take part. We are here to take over. Proper number 12, Irish whiskey. Let's hide in the attic.
No, in the basement. Why can't we just get in the running car?
Are you crazy? Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Smart. Yeah, okay.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's what you do.
I'm being quiet. Breathing on me.
If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
The new razor from Harry's is not the same. It's got our sharpest 5 German blades ever. And unlike some other companies, we don't raise the price when we make you something new. Harry's, not the same.
UFC Fight Night is presented by Modelo. Look at the Formula One track, the Yas Marina Circuit here on Fight Island in Abu Dhabi. These fighter arrivals are brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. Holly Holm looking for back-to-back wins tonight. She's back under the bright lights of a main event. Wants to